Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, aim.
Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we sit riding swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? It's your boy Doc Holiday, and we are back as always with another HBCU Overdrive. It's HBCU tonight, really, but you know it's powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like, stream, comment, share, but most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. Well, I would say this week is actually homecoming week at Jackson. And to be honest, don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Don't feel like homecoming week. To us, I think it feels like a regular game to us. We got two Titans. You got two Titans going at it. I don't know if I can call the other team a Titan, but you got two. What can I say? I'm trying to figure out what can I say. We got two heavyweights going at it. That's what I say. You got two heavyweights going at it this weekend. So let me see how many people. I don't know, man. How many people will show up at the vet? I don't know, Mr. Emmett. I don't know how many will show up at the vet, but best believe it's gonna be more than 30,000. Best believe it's gonna be more than 30,000. My man, Mr. Jackson, he already in the building. He already know that's a Beta Zeta nuke right there. He already know what's up. It's go time this weekend. It's go time. So make sure everybody likes the stream. Make sure you like the stream, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the donation button. Donate towards the cause. But yeah, man, we got a lot of things going on this week. But before we get into the game, before we get into the game of the week, I think this will be the game of the year. The game of the year will be this game right here. Will be this game right here. So, So we got a lot of things going on. Got a lot of things going on. Got a lot of things going on. Hey, that is funny. That is funny. That is funny. Chris Davis do like to talk. He like to talk his noise after a win. He like to talk his, he like to talk his noise after a win. I like that. I like that. Good evening, sis. What's going on? Let me put my face on here. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Y'all see my hair. My hair is all over the place. But anyway, man. Anyway, we got a lot to really break down. And so we got a lot of things to break down, but as always, man, make sure, like I said, make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. You always get everything that you have, that you need, that you want to get HBCU Overdrive. But yeah, we got an interesting week because not only do we had the coaches call this morning. Tomorrow is SWAC Women's Basketball Media Day, and there will be virtual. I will be virtual on that one. And then on the 8th, which is my birthday, it will be SWAC Men's Media Day. And that will that one will also be virtual. I'm sorry. I'm tongue-tied over here. But that will also be virtual. For a choice, you want virtual if you're not going to be in town, or if you are, you get to be able to talk to the coaches. SWAC Media Day for basketball, 7th and the 8th of this week, in Birmingham. So if you are headed to Birmingham, please be careful out there. Be careful. But before we get into everything else, I kind of want to go and talk about what happened over the weekend with several occurrences just over the weekend. First and foremost, prayers to all that were affected on Saturday night. In Montgomery after the Morehouse Kiki Classic. And even at the Bama State's homecoming, it was a active shooter in the area. Lives was lost. I think Josh hit it on the head last night. That just gotta stop, man. We gotta stop with this silly violence, y'all. The we gotta stop with the foolishness. And what he said, it just resonated with me. Um, because because like I said, we all most of us have kids. Most of us have daughters. Some are about to have kids. Some are about to start their journey as parents. Um, but um, kind of hard to to think about all this stuff when your child wants to go out and enjoy themselves. Um, After a football game, wants to want to be with their friends and everything after a football game, and I don't. I mean, don't know. Don't know. Don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Don't know what to do. Um, it's one of them things where, you just got to think about it. You just got to think about stuff like that. Um, I hate to, read something like this, but it, um, this is from USA Today. They're saying that at least 2 people are dead and a dozen people are injured from a shooting in Montgomery, Alabama, after several gunmen opened fire on a crowd in what authorities are labeling a senseless and reckless act. The mass shooting occurred in the downtown area in the city's busy nightlife district on October the 4th, which was Saturday, according to Montgomery Police Chief James Grayboys at a news conference. It was sparked by a disagreement that should have been avoided. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed said law enforcement officers were nearby when the shooting erupted. Authorities are looking for the potential suspects, and Reed, along with other local officials, have offered a $50,000 cash reward. The Central Alabama Crime Stoppers also pledged $5,000, so that's about $55,000. We are bringing every resource to bear, Grayboys told reporters, adding that local authorities have been in contact with U.S. Marshals, the FBI, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, and other agencies. We are not going to stop until we have this case solved. Here's what we know about the deadly shooting. So the shooting from Saturday night, including a teenager and a woman. Gunfire rang out around 11:30 p.m. local time. Police believe one of the victims was targeted, but as several police people began firing in the densely crowded area after initial shots rang out. One individual got targeted, and then an exchange of gunfire erupted. Great Boy said, when the exchange erupted, multiple people in the crowd pulled their own weapons and started discharging. The victims have been identified as 17-year-old Jeremiah Morris and 43-year-old Shalonda Williams. Of the injured, 5 had life-threatening injuries and 7 had non-life-threatening injuries. 7 of the victims are under 20 years old of age, and the youngest is 16, Great Boy said. 2 of the injured people were armed. Basically, the chief said he's weeping for the families because this should not ever happen. This should never happen right here. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. But hopefully they'll they are diligently working towards finding all suspects. And also, like I said, trying to get to, homecoming. Homecoming is this week for a lot of schools. Homecoming is coming up, is this week for a lot of schools. So that's something that, we always take pride in as alumni, members of the community and students. But like I said, I feel like, when it comes down to it, we got to have our head on the swivel. And it shouldn't have to be like this. It shouldn't have to be like this. It shouldn't have to be like trying to look over our shoulder. It shouldn't have to be like that. Now, Mr. Mr. Emmett, back in the day, it used to be bad. It used to be bad back in the day. I could tell you this firsthand. It used to be bad running out of the stadium because everybody wanted to bring their gun, had their gun inside of the stadium and everything. I know it's Texas, but I know we all carry guns around here, but at the same time, nah. But yeah, Chuck, my thoughts are, institutions and families. So now, there was another thing that happened on Saturday. This was going down in Peach County, Georgia. HBCU homecoming brawl leads to 20 players suspended and fines. The Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference has issued a wave of suspensions and institutional fines following the post-game brawl between Fort Valley State and Central State that overshadowed last Saturday's HBCU homecoming showdown. Um, the announcement comes less than 48 hours after the two programs clashed on the field and in a heated post-game altercation that went viral across social media. What began as a competitive side matchup quickly ended with disciplinary measures that will impact both teams moving forward. Acts of unsportsmanlike conduct have no place in the intercollegiate athletics or within the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, said Side Commissioner Anthony Holloman, Dr. Anthony Holloman. I am extremely disappointed that this event has overshadowed what was otherwise a very competitive football game. So, conference investigation leads to wide range of penalties. Um, So, after conducting a comprehensive review, the SIAC determined that both institutions violated the league code of ethics and conduct. As a result, 20 student athletes, 9 from Fort Valley and 11 from Central State, have been suspended for their next contest. Both head coaches will also serve a 1-game suspension. Ooh. In addition, the SIAC has fined both institutions an undisclosed amount in accordance with conference bylaws and sports regulations. The league reaffirmed its zero tolerance policy for unsportsmanlike behavior and said it will work with both HBCU institutions to strengthen policies to deter similar incidents in the future. Basically, the game was pretty much I wouldn't say one-sided, but it was a competitive game between Fort Valley and Central State. With Central State defeating Fort Valley at their homecoming, 18-14. And then, of course, it pretty much sold out game because it was homecoming. But now, both teams are going to be without a significant number of players. And both head coaches are going to be suspended. So, I mean, I can only say this, that you gotta learn zero tolerance for nonsense. You gotta learn patience. So, gotta learn patience. Gotta learn patience. And last but not least, the shooting at South Carolina State during their homecoming, on their homecoming weekend, again, just gotta. I don't know, man. It's like when we go somewhere, we gotta walk with a head on a swivel. We gotta walk with a head on a swivel, and it shouldn't, it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have to watch, we shouldn't have to watch our back all the time. We shouldn't have to be watching our back all the time. That's ridiculous. This is what I don't like. You didn't go to the 19-year-old young man whose car was parked on campus. Didn't go to the school, but you saw a fight and you decided to go get your gun. That makes no sense whatsoever, y'all. I'm like, that makes no freaking sense. None whatsoever. Makes no freaking sense. Man. But just ridiculous though. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of HBCU campuses are obligated into the community, but at the same time, uh, you ain't got to be no damn knucklehead when it comes down to it. Anyway, we had let's get into it. Let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Recap from Saturday. We got a recap from Saturday. In the SWAC, Jackson State defeated Alabama A&M 57-24. Alabama State defeats Bethune-Cookman 52-35. Prairie View just ekes out a win over Alcorn 13-12, and Texas Southern destroys Arkansas Pine Bluff 51-7. Over in the MEAC, Saturday, Monmouth defeats Delaware State 49-38. Georgetown defeats Morgan State on a Hail Mary pass 27-24. South Carolina State defeats Savannah State for homecoming 49-6. And Hampton takes over the Battle of the Bay against Norfolk State 41-34. Going into the game in the MEAC on Saturday, South Carolina State is on the road to take on North Carolina A&T. This is G-Ho for A&T. Southern Connecticut State is on the road to take on Delaware State in Dover. Howard is on the road, take on Sacred Heart. Morgan State. Morgan State hosts Virginia Lynchburg. Wofford is hosting Norfolk State, and FAMU and North Carolina Central square off in Tallahassee on Saturday. Of course, in the swag, Mississippi Valley versus Alabama A&M. They are in Huntsville. Southern's on the road, take on Bethune-Cookman. This was supposed to be the Tampa Football Classic, but we all know what happened with that. Bethune decided to move it back on campus, and they say they're going to accommodate Southern when they come into town. Of course, we talked about Central and Florida A&M squaring off in Tallahassee. Texas Southern is on the road to Texas Southern's on the road against Grambling. This is Grambling's homecoming this weekend. Lincoln, California is coming to Alcorn. This is Alcorn's homecoming also. And the big game of the week is Alabama State versus Jackson State at the Vet. Jackson State's homecoming this weekend. Now, we talked about on the call, we talked about first and foremost, talk about the possibility of that Lincoln, California may not be able to make the trip. They had to cancel their last two football contests. But from what Coach Thomas said this morning, that Alcorn, that Lincoln should be available and should be in Lorman on Friday afternoon, where they could go ahead and get some practice in and be ready for the game on Saturday afternoon. We all know reason why we say we don't need to stop playing these teams right here, because it does us nothing. It gives us, we don't have no fight in this thing. That's what I gotta say. We don't have no fight in this thing. That's all I gotta say. We have no fight. But we also have homecoming games at Grambling. Also, Alabama. I think Alabama A&M's homecoming is this week. If I'm not mistaken, and Jackson State's homecoming, of course, is this week. Now, if Lincoln doesn't have enough players to field a team, just take them off the schedule. We need to stop playing these dudes. We need to stop playing these dudes. So I don't know what's gonna happen. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, Anyway, let's get to it, man. Look, it's it's the game of the century, y'all. I don't want to say the game of the century. Game of the year, though. Game of the year. Game of the year. Game of the year. I'm gonna say go ahead. Game of the year. Jackson State versus Alabama State. Again, both teams coming off of big victories against their respected opponents. Alabama State with their homecoming win over Bethune-Cookman in Montgomery, and of course Jackson State defeating Alabama A&M in Mobile, the Gulf Coast Challenge. Now, I had to say this, y'all. I'm gonna have to say this, and I don't care what anybody say. What anybody got to say about what I'm about to say. When it comes down to it, but some folks who don't know about SWAC football do not need to be commenting on SWAC football. Am I mean for saying that? Am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong for saying that? SWAC, if you don't know about SWAC, SWAC school, if you always talk about a SWAC school, but your team is utterly trash itself, then you just need to stay out of our business. Let us do what we do. Let us do what we do. Let us do what we do. I listened to that show last night. I listened to the show last night. And some people made some valid points. And then some people had some crazy takes. And it's crazy to think that y'all think that y'all think that Jackson State is gonna lose. And of course, I'm about to show my bias. Yeah. I'm about to show my bias. I'm about to show my regional and conference bias. My team bias and my conference bias. Okay. I would say I just want y'all to understand I'm gonna need y'all to. I really like just. I really just need y'all to just.
Stop smoking that dope.
I just need y'all to stop. Oh snap! Can't do my thing. Can't do my thing. Oh Lord, this is crazy. Mm-mm-mm. I'm working with a new thing over here. Y'all have to excuse me. Y'all have to excuse. I'm working with something new over here. All right. Hold on. Oh yeah. Yes, it is. My birthday is this week. It's on Wednesday. So trying to get some things going. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. Sorry about that. Had to start this at the re y'all know what I had to do. Had to reload this whole thing. Sorry about that. But yeah. But yeah, birthday is coming up. It is this weekend. I mean, this week. It is on Wednesday, so I will be I will be doing my Wednesday routine, which is well, this week is the Sweat Basketball Media Day, so I will be doing that. Hey man, look, Look, you can send me something for my birthday, but there will be no cowboy slander in the chat. Give him Quay. There will be no cowboy slander in the chat. We won yesterday. I told Coach Joseph I appreciate his brother there beating them stinking Eagles yesterday. So he good with me. But hey, I'm just letting y'all know the birthday is look. It ain't every time. It's not every day that you turn 46. Not every day that you turn 46. Not every day that you know, one step closer to the big 5-0. But yeah, if you want to hit the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App is let me put it up in here. Oh, we're not gonna get on the Saints. I don't want to get on the Saints. Saints, oh my God. Oh my God. The Saints got lucky. Saints got lucky. I said it. Yes. Yes, I said it. The Saints got lucky. Yes, a win is a win, but the Saints got lucky. The Lions won yesterday. What up, though? James Houston had a hell of a game yesterday. So James Houston did his thing yesterday. The problem was a problem yesterday on that field. Oh yeah, and the Cardinals choked the game. when your rookie quarterback said, he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. We are ass," and was so nonchalant with it. I like Cam Ward. Cam Ward is man. But anyway, let's get back to homecoming. Let's get back to the homecoming game. All right, so we got homecoming this week at Jackson, of course. Got homecoming this week. Oh yeah. So man, gonna tell of the tape, break down the game. What do y'all think? Yeah, they could have gave James that other half sack. So I mean, and let's put it like this: James Houston leads the Cowboys in sacks with 3.5. They should have gave him a half a sack, which would be 4. So he would have 4 sacks in five games. Hey, he's playing for a contract. He's playing for a contract. Hey, hey. The thing about it is, he bringing my mama. My mama will be back with me this weekend. My mom will be back with me this weekend. So she already declared that she is coming back to Jackson for the game, for homecoming. Um, Tell her the tape. Look, Jacoby Morgan for Jackson State and Andrew Body for Alabama State. Um, that's where it starts off at. Both quarterbacks are playing um, lights out, uh, especially Andrew Body. Let's not take anything away from him. Let's not try to diminish him because what he's doing on that field, being the efficient player that he is right now, over 1,000 yards passing, over 300 yards running the ball, 15 touchdowns total, and 0 interceptions. He is efficient with this offense. He is what I would call dynamic. I have not, other than his freshman year at Texas Southern, I have not seen Andrew play like this since his senior year in high school. And then we look at Jacoby Morgan. Jacoby Morgan, the preseason SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. Jacobian passed for a little bit over 60%, 925 yards, another 181 on the ground, has 7 total touchdowns, only 1 interception, only been sacked 5 times. So he's efficient getting rid of the ball. But the thing that drives both teams, the thing that the position that drives both teams, when you think about it, would be the running back, your running backs and your offensive line. You're talking about two teams that are top of the SWAC in offensive output, with Jackson State, really Jackson State leading the way rushing, and followed by Alabama State, close second when it comes to rushing offense. Both teams are kind of equally even in passing offense. They both quarterbacks are efficient with the ball. They do not turn the ball over. They know when to run. Andrew is a little bit more dynamic. He's a little bit more dynamic when it comes to running the football. But what we saw Saturday with Jacobian, he can go out there and get the job done too. He go out there and get the job done too. But just looking at both of these teams, they rely heavily on the run. And of course, you think about it, Alabama State has a bevy of running backs. and so does Jackson State. Jackson State running back room can probably go 6, 7 deep, maybe 8. Alabama State is pretty much not far behind. I think they could go at least 6, 7 deep in their running back room. Um, One thing I did ask Coach Robinson, uh, that all the praises are going to Andrew because of what he's been doing, especially just coming back from the injury that he's had the last 2 seasons. But giving credit to the offensive line that is pretty much protecting him, because I think he's only been sacked 6 times this season, and of course he hasn't thrown an interception. But to have running backs, you have like I think three players with that rush for over 300 yards, 5 that's rushing for over 200. That is a efficient offense. What's up, Pop? Um, and when you think about it with Jackson State, you start off, like I said, you start off with Jacobian, but you look at the running back room, but you look at the offensive line. But the thing that kind of that separates us a little bit from Bama State is the fact that our wide receivers are a little bit more dynamic than theirs. They do have some receivers that are dynamic, that are playmakers. With starting off with Jalen Jones, speedster, small guy, speedster. Uh, Next on the list is AJ Harrell, and then Dylan the Jet. Pretty much, they are running rush shot. They can run rush shot. Um, where we saw last week, this past Saturday, you had a Shamar Savage sighting and 3 catches, 91 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Very efficient for him in this game, and hopefully he'll be able to produce more while the season goes along. And you think about this is our halfway point into the season for Jackson State. This is a halfway point in the season for most teams. I have not. We gotta make sure, as far as Jackson State goes, to pretty much get the receivers to play lights out every game, and go out there and do what they have to do. Defensive wise, now we all say, well, Bama State, ain't the Bama State defense that we always see, but it's still a Bama State defense because why it is being coached by Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson is the coach. So when you think about it, that defense for Bama State is still going to be hard-hitting, tough-nosed, aggressive, swarm to the ball, no pun intended. As where you see with Jackson State's defensive line, of course, Jeremiah Williams has been out. He was out like a couple of games with an injury, but he's back. He should be getting back into the fold. We talk about the SWAC preseason defensive player of the year. Try to get his feet wet and everything. But both defenses are pretty much the same. Jackson State leads majority of defensive categories, especially in scoring defense, only giving up 17 points a game. Bama State, I think they are either second or third in defense, only giving up like 20 points a game. Offensive wise, Bama State is number one in the conference offensive score output, 40 points a game for Alabama State, and then Jackson State is right behind Bama State, averaging over a little bit over 34 points a game. So we looking at this that two. I wouldn't say two Titans, but they're part of my big three. Are clashing in Jackson this weekend, and hopefully, I want to hopefully see if FCS put Bama State in the poll this week, because then that would be even more. That would be to play for even more right there to see who can advance up in the FCS stat polls. I'm just looking forward to this game, y'all. I'm ready for it to come around. I'm ready to see what we gonna do, see who gonna be there. Get all the pictures that I need to get all the content that I need to get. So let's go ahead. This week, so for this week, it would be this week. Of course, like I said, will be the SWAC Media Day for basketball. It'll be SWAC Media Day for basketball, and then on tomorrow and Wednesday, and then Thursday probably will have one more show to do, and then Friday will be off, and I will be headed to Jackson. Headed to Jackson. So let's get myself and on down to Jackson, so we can have a good time for homecoming, and yeah, we can have a good time. We just having a good time for homecoming. That's what the main thing that I want to do is have a good time for homecoming. Hopefully see everybody there. If you are coming in from out of state, y'all be careful. I had to just say this: be careful. Just don't know what's gonna happen. Don't know what's up out there, but be careful out there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What else we got? What else we got right here? But tomorrow, like I said, I'm doing media day tomorrow virtually, and then I got to do I have not done a poll for my rankings for either D1 or D2 yet. So look for me to get that going on tomorrow. Tune in for that. Wednesday we have a birthday show. That's what it is. Wednesday we will have a media day for the men basketball, and then we'll do a birthday show on Wednesday evening before I head off to work. So let's go ahead and get that going right there. Let's pop it off because hey, like I like I said, I don't turn. It's only one time you turn 46. So, um, so let's go ahead and get that going. I really don't have too much to say today, but just make sure that make sure that we all safe out there. That's all I got to say. That we all safe. That we all have fun. First and foremost, man, shout out to my man first letter. His birthday was this past weekend. Shout out to my frat brother Super Dave, straight out of PV, Longview. His birthday was over the weekend on the 3rd, which was Friday. Shout out to Mr. James Herron. His birthday is today. Of course, Wednesday, of course, shout out to me. But shout out to my best friend, my very best friend. Her name is Jamie. We've been best friends for 23 years ever since my oldest daughter been born. But she's my baby girl's godmother. We share the same birthday. I'm just a year ahead of her. But shout out to my best friend, my very best friend, the ride or die. Shout out to her. So yeah. We got a lot. There's a lot of people coming up here birthday. My main Freddie G, Square Freddie G. His birthday was this past week. This week over the weekend. Last week to be exact. Miss Natasha, her birthday coming up on October the 20th. So we get her going. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this out the way. But again, for all the haters out there, especially on that show from yesterday, I would stay out of MEAC business if you stay out of SWAC business. I don't know what goes on in the MEAC like that, but apparently ain't nothing happening there. What up, Dex? Ain't nothing happening there. All the stuff that you say about Jackson State, and then also too. Let's put it like this. Let me go this way, because all of this ain't their fault too. We got some fans out there. We got some fans at Jackson State that are very, 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 very delusional. So, I ain't trying to call nobody out or nothing like that, but hey, I see how I see it. I am, when it comes down to it, I am neutral. Unless it has anything involved with Jackson State, I'm neutral. And then last week, during the coach's call last week, I don't know. I know the dude, but I ain't never seen him before. But dude named Stony Stout. Let's Stony Stout. Call me a sucker. Call me boule. Call me everything in the book, because I'm not about to. He's mad because I'm not asking the questions that he want me to ask the coaches. Well, what are the takes about you getting fired? Do you know I have to talk to these men, even even if their job is online? I had to make sure that that yes, I could get into the building. That I could get into the building um, and that I don't mess things up with me because so I'm gonna have to say this. I'm gonna say this. So people that be on the chat, uh, that want us to ask these dumbass questions, that want us to ask these foolish questions, dude, I just have to say, man, y'all create your own platform, and you ask the coaches the questions that you want to ask. So, um, for that guy who decided to say, "Well, you soft, you're a punk, you boule," um, I would have to say this, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. You can talk tough on the keyboard and in the chat, whatever. And at the end of the day, you still can't whoop me. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You still can't whoop me. So I would suggest that you keep my name out your mouth and we all be cool. All right? Because at the end of the day, like I said, you still can't whoop me. And this ain't tough talk. This is the truth. I know. I gave him even 15 minutes. It's probably about five at the most. It's cool though. It's cool. Ain't worried about it. Ain't worried about it, Drake. What's up, Drake? Ain't worried about it. But at the end of the day, I do what I do. You do what you do. If you got that much hate in your heart, oh well. Well, like I said, you still can't whoop me. Anyway, it's homecoming week. Fuck they talking about, y'all. It's homecoming week. It's homecoming week. For all the old niggas out there, they're gonna be out there. Hey, guess what? Guess what? Go on to dust off your white Air Forces. Get you a tall tee. Cause not Jeezy, but Gucci Mane gonna be in the building this week. Get your get your trap get your trap suit ready for the weekend for homecoming concert and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. who decided to bring Gucci? Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if he could perform some of his old stuff, boy, I'll be up in that joint. I'll be up in that joint. Hey, hey, you know what? And then you know what's so funny? Y'all know what's so funny? So my niece, my younger niece, the one that go to Grambling. So she said, she's like, Uncle David, yeah, we're going to our homecoming game, but when we go come party, we're going to Jackson to come party. All right now, come on to Jacktown. Don't do no stupid shit. I told her that. I told her that. Told her that. But yeah, it's homecoming. It's homecoming season, y'all. Again, like I said, if you're making your way down to wherever you're going, make sure you are safe and you are good to go. If you're gonna be drinking, hydrate, niggas. Hydrate, and I don't mean hydrate with alcohol first. Hydrate with water. Hydrate with electrolytes. Hydrate. It trust me, it helps. It helps. It helps. So, other than that, man, look, we about to roll up out of here. I done spent my time doing this and everything. So, try to get all the stuff going because, like I said, we got media day for basketball tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday have a show for birthday show. Thursday I will do my picks, and then Friday I'll be also Friday if we get whatever we need to get as far as a donation to get to Jackson. I will be leaving Friday morning, and I know my mama she gonna be ready. So we about to hit that road again, and then we'll be back on here Sunday evening because mom got to go back to work on Monday, and I got to come back here be here Monday to be good to go and stuff like that. But I would say this, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Love on your loved ones. Keep all your prayers. Let's send our prayers to everybody that was affected by anything that happened in Montgomery or in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Yo, let's get to it. It's homecoming week. Let's have some fun. Of course, crash out on your kids and beat them out the penitentiary. This your boy Doc Holliday. This has been another HBCU Tonight, powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, most of all, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitter, hit that follow button on Twitter and then come on to the YouTube side and hit that subscribe button. And also help donate to the channel. Of course, we are doing a birthday show on Wednesday. Anything you donate to the channel goes towards the channel, goes towards travel, goes towards equipment. Does not go into the pocket. But as always, man, I would say this. Love y'all. We'll be back on here. Check out the virtual media day on tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll be back on here on my show Wednesday evening. Actually be on here tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon. I forgot. I'm doing a poll. I got to do the rankings. But until then, y'all be easy, baby.